And watching this live with me is Johnny Nelson.
About time, too.
Time for our tale of the tape. First up, we have Billy Dibb, standing 5'7.5" tall with a reach of 70. Billy Dibb, the former IBF featherweight champion. Connor, the Destroyer Ben, one of the most exciting and electrifying fighters in the world today.
As soon as the ball goes, don't blink. That fight could be over.
This bout is scheduled for 10 rounds of boxing. Fighting out of the red corner from...
So they stare into each other. Many said this fight would never happen, and yet here it is, and here we go. He's going to go with more footwork now. What do you think of that strategy? Straight right, just misses. Billy Dibb is dazed and confused. And it appears they're out of trouble, at least for now. But that just goes to show you one clean punch changes everything.
Now they've got to wake up. They've got to get on the back foot, clear the head a little bit, then jump back into it again. It's all about the hustle. Get back on it.
Nice counter punch right up the middle. When are we going to see a jab from these two? After so much pre-hype fight and social media drama, I can't believe we're actually in the midst of them fighting.
It's so hot, it's so heated. There's a roof on here. You don't understand it. When you're working, when the noise is there, the pressure's on, you're thirsty, you're sweating, and you're you're on the wrong side of a beating. This can be hellfire on you.
Both fighters landing in these exchanges. Judge is going to have a tough job.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Beautiful counter shot. Jab does not score. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. The jab doesn't quite connect. He threw a punch and just got countered. This fight has a real good flow to it. He threw the hook, didn't land. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Billy Dibb in that last round. Pretty dominant round there. Let's see how they respond here in the next round.
As long as they don't get complacent, you think this is...
And there's the bell to start round two. That round was complete domination. Let's see if we can shake things up here in this round.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
This fighter's always on their toes, trying to get their opponent rattled, get them off kilter, get them out of their rhythm.
Outside fights create so much unpredictable movement. Move left to right, box forward, box backwards. You don't know if they're going to attack or defend. Nightmare fighters.
That left uppercut doesn't score. Nice counter. punch caught him clean. Do you believe what we are seeing? Beautiful counter punch. A counter fighter relies a lot on their instincts and reaction time. You've got to get in there quick to punch your opponent before he gets his fist back to block.
They have got great ring IQ. Counter punches are the best.
Nice exchanges from both men in this round.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill. Tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
No rest for the weary. Just when you thought we'd see a lull in the action, here we go again. They exchange punches. Good counter punching. Jab misses. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. Hook misses. Tried to score with a jab. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. About Billy Dibb in that last round. At this point, you got to believe he can't win on the scorecards. Going to need a knockout.
Wow, it's like two different leagues.
On to the third. Not the start that they wanted, but let's see what they can do in this round.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
Those counter punches have to hurt. Careful for that receipt. It's always coming. So he's going to drop his arms down here. Not sure that's the wisest decision. And he just missed with that left jab. Nice counter shot. Talk about punches and bunches. That's the mantra for this fighter with that exceptional hand speed.
When you have a fighter that's got that great footwork and that great hand speed, it's so hard. It's an uphill battle.
He's going to loosen things up here. Let's see how he does with this fancy footwork. Perfect counter lands. Best action I've seen in any round, anywhere this year. Billy Dibb in trouble. And down goes Billy Dibb. How about that impact? Let's see that again in slow motion.
That's lights out right there.
One, two, three, four. Listen to me. Are you okay?
Showing a lot of heart to beat the count there.
Well, now it's about getting back to the corner, freshen up, get new instructions given to you, and they've got to G you up. They've got to tell you what you're doing wrong and what you're doing right.
A straight right just misses. Final 10 seconds here, unless something major happens. I think we all know who won that one. Let's talk about Billy Dibb in that last round. You've got to wonder how big of a factor that knockdown's going to be we just saw.
You've been put down, you've got to think right, survive, and
Just take the round off.
There's the bell for round 4. Got to get the momentum shift coming their way. What can they do here?
what a heavy knockdown. How are they going to come back from that? They staggered back to the corner. They've got to freshen them up, alert them again, get them back on point again. This round, they've got to coast around. Don't get involved. Give yourself another 3 minutes to get your head clear.
And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. Well, with welterweights, they sometimes bring you the best of both worlds. Fast hands and power.
Sometimes when you get nervous, some of that's so powerful, you've got to think them. You've just got to be smarter than them. You've got to be like a little Fagin and pickpocket them.
Looks like he's going to move around the ring a little bit more. Try some stick and move. To be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. Both men step back for just a moment. You don't want to go tit for tat in there in this fight. I don't care who you are. When you get caught with a body shot like that, you're going down.
Shot from the gods, they say. A shot from the gods.
One, two, three, four, five, six. Come to me.
The referee says we will fight on. Not sure about this one.
Some fighters, when this happens, this can be heartbreaking. Some fighters, it makes them angry. They want to get back into the mix again. I want to know, what sort of character are we looking at here?
Looks like he's leading halfway through this round.
No doubt at all. You can see who's winning. You can see who's got it in hand. You can see who's comfortable. Or it's a bit of a mousetrap.
What do you think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny?
Midway through the fight, if you are tired, this can be the loneliest place in the world. If you cheated, now we're going to find out.
Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. So we enter the final 10 seconds here in a pretty dominant display. Let's talk about Billy Dibb in that last round. A borderline disastrous round, but he's still... Time for the 5th round. They barely survived the last round after 2 knockdowns. Let's see what happens here.
2 knockdowns in that last round. There'll be sheer panic in that corner. What do? Do they throw the towel in? Do they let him come back out again? Because they know their fighter is like a lamb to the slaughter.
The bravery being shown here is just incredible. Looks like they're going to try and be a little more elusive now. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. There's no doubt that this fighter's power can change the fight around in an instant. You can't afford to make one single minor mistake.
It's the one who draws first blood, Todd. That's what you've got to look at. If you hit and you know you're in there with a banger, you've got to be on it, but you've got to be confident.
Well, wait a minute. And a big shot rattles his cage. Conor Ben right now. Will he go down? Down goes Ben. And there's no doubt about it as we see it again. That body shot did them in.
Where did that come from? What a shot.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You still want to fight.
Well, they're back up on their feet, but I'm not sure why.
Look at his corner, look for the instructions. They're telling him to calm down, make the most of the count, get up, breathe, and move. Get behind the referee, save yourself a bit of time. You just need to make your way back to the corner, somehow get to the end of the round.
Halfway through the round, and I think he knows he's got a lot of work to do.
Is that forever hope? Remember the fight at Evander Holyfield? He could be behind on points up until the last 10 seconds, but he's fighting like he's going to pull it back. That's the kind of hope we need to see.
How about that time counter shot? The winner of this surely will get a world title shot. That counter shot lands. Good one. Final 10 seconds here, and the corner better get warmed up. They've got some work to do. Let's talk about Ben in that last round. So it's plan B time after being... Let's start the 6. His eyes look pretty clear here, Johnny. How do you think he's going to do after being knocked down in the last round?
That knockdown we just saw was a heavy knockdown. I'd be very, very surprised if he'll come out fresh as a daisy. That's not going to happen. He's got to hustle now. He's got to bluff him.
You don't see a lot of welterweights that can bring you one-punch KO power, but these two can.
This can be so frustrating when you're in with such a fast fighter that can throw 3-4 shot combinations before you've even let one off. That creates frustration, and that's when it gets hard.
Billy Dib on the back foot. We need to see that again. Some amazing boxing right there.
I've got to see that again.
Well, they beat the count and are ready to go again.
He's got to waste time. Get step behind the referee. When he comes in close, tie him up. The referee's then got to paw you. Walk around the ring. You've just got to make the most of it. Because if you let him jump back on you again, he's going to get momentum and pull you down again. And that's a lot of points to lose in a round.
It's a good start to the round for this guy.
The corners must be so happy. Down to a T. Play the plan out to a T. If they can pick up momentum and do this over and over again, they've got it.
One punch can change anything when these two step in the ring. There's a counter shot. Perfect punch. You hear people talk about a boxer's chin. Do they have a good chin? Do they have a glass jaw? Those are questions that are being answered here tonight.
This is when you get in the ring feeling like you're King Kong because you know you've got a chin that is not going to get dented.
These two were made for each other. Walk away from each other and then run right back into trouble. Final 10 seconds here, unless we get some late drama. I think we all know who won this round. Let's talk about Billy Dibb in that last round. What a huge momentum swing that's going to be, considering that round will be 10-8 after the knockdown.
To make up...
Here we go, it's round 7. They really got banged up last round. What can they do here to change the momentum?
What a knockdown. 1 minute, you need 1 hour to get over a shot like that. Now it's down to conditioning. Now it's down to mental strength and preparation. It's how you are going to deal with this.
Well, Johnny, as you know, there's a fine line between being aggressive and being too aggressive.
Sometimes when you have a fight, the best way to beat a fight is not give them what they want. Because they want to get you there. They want you to stand there toe-to-toe with them and have a tail. That's what they do in the gym every single day of the week. What you've got to do is you've got to frustrate them as they set their shots. Get out of the way. And they'll get so angry, so frustrated because they can't work.
Punch scores. You'd like to see more jabs. By the way, the connect percentages have to be off the charts. What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
What a gift. What a gift it is to have a chin where you know you can walk through anything and everything. When you let those shots go and it's just bouncing off and they're walking you down, it's so demoralizing. It absolutely breaks your heart. What else can you do?
For those who thought this would be a mismatch, you are sorely wrong.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
And he scores with the counter. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Swing and a miss with the left hook. And Billy Dibb is on the canvas. Everything looks better in slow motion. Let's take another look.
Even I've got to see that again. Where did that come from?
Many people would have predicted it, but we've got a knockout victory.
A knockout victory? That's not a knockout victory. That is somebody saying, I'm here, I've arrived. Try that again, it will happen all over.